समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं संस्कृतेर्वीक्ष्य हानिं च भारतस्य च दुःस्थितिं द्रवितं हृदयं यस्य वन्देऽहं तं महामुनिं निष्क्रिया करुणा क्वापि सफला न भविष्यति इति मत्वा सर्वदैव कर्मणि वर्तते यतिः स्वयं कुर्वन् कारयंश्च कर्माणि विविधानि यः असक्तः सर्वकार्येषु वर्तते सर्वदा च सः ज्ञानयज्ञः प्रचारं च ब्रह्मचारि प्रशिक्षणं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणादि व्याख्याग्रन्थप्रकाशनं बालकेषु च संस्कारो विचारो युवकेषु च धर्मनिष्ठा देशभक्तिः लोकसेवा तथैव च यथा वृद्धिं प्राप्नुवन्ति यथा यत्नं करोति सः सर्वदा सर्वभावेन सद्गुरुर्नो यतीश्वरः ये गुणाः सर्वशास्त्रेषु वर्ण्यन्ते ब्रह्मज्ञानिनां तैरयं सर्वदा पूर्णो राजते सर्वयोगिनां निर्गुणे निश्चला निष्ठा सगुणे सरसारथिः संगमो मधुरश्चायं देशिकेनो महात्मनि अनेकजन्मार्जितपुण्यप्राप्तः मया गुरुर्यो जगति प्रसिद्धः यस्य प्रसादेन मनः प्रशान्तं बभूव मे तं शिरसा नमामि कृतज्ञताया च हृदि स्थिता मे वक्तुं न शक्या खलु यत्नतोऽपि गुरोः प्रसीद कृपया विधेहि त्वत्पादभक्तिं परमानुरक्तिं त्वत्पादभक्तिं परमानुरक्तिं। बोलिए सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम श्री तपोवन परम गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। हरि ओम, salutations to all. So tell me, which is the most ancient Indian civilization? What is the name of the most ancient Indian civilization? Harappa, Indus Valley, हाँ, सरस्वती, मोहनजोदारो, इतने सारे हो गए, वाह वाह। Are they all different from each other? Babylon इंडिया का कहाँ से हुआ भाई? We have been taught the most ancient Indian civilization is Indus Valley civilization. Indus Valley civilization is only a remnant of the Saraswati Sindhu civilization. Today, with the Landsat images and satellite technology and carbon dating and marine archaeology and so many things, It has been proved Saraswati River is not a myth, it was a fact. And Saraswati Sindhu civilization is minimum 10,000 BCE. 10,000 BCE. A remnant of that civilization is Indus Valley. In Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, the Indus Valley sites, out of the 3,000 sites of Indus Valley, 2,200 of those sites are on the banks of Saraswati River only. Existence of Saraswati River, the proof of it is very important because history, what we have recorded, is very less. And people think that from when history has been recorded, from then only it is the fact. Everything else before that is fiction. That is not true. Human being has existed for millions of years. Our history is not even 5,000 years old. So when everybody asks that question, was Ram historical? History only was not there at that time. Our recorded history is how old? That question only is wrong. Anyway, my point of saying this is that culture and that civilization, which is the Vedic civilization, Saraswati Sindhu civilization, the Vedas are written on the banks of Mother Saraswati. Even if you go today to Badrinath, you can see the Saraswati River there, Mana village if you go there. Even other places you can still see. Saraswati starts from Bandar Pooch, from there it comes down and then into this Adi Badri, and then from there it goes. You see the flow of Saraswati. It will be through the Haryana, Punjab, Himachal, Gujarat, goes in Rajasthan, Gujarat, goes into the Arabian Sea. That's the whole track. Westwards, it flows this way. Now, the point we are trying to make is that civilization, Saraswati civilization, on the banks of which all these Vedas were written, there are so many artifacts which are found where yogic poses are found, shivling is found, crisscross style of farming is found. You know, the sindoor, the women who apply sindoor, the artifacts have been found with all that. The bangle, the smaller, the dancing girl is only this much. The size of that artifact is this much only. But that is one of the biggest proofs of Saraswati civilization with the bangles and all that which are there on the, and that women wear even today in some of these areas. The idea is we are living that culture even today. And great masters like Gurudev ensured that this most ancient culture continues to be a living culture and it is not like dead only and displayed only in the museums. And so when he says, Guruji says here that Samskritir Vikshya Hanimcha Bharatasya cha Dusthitim, that his heart was pained by the decline of this culture and he decided to work to revive that. He did not remain passive. I want to share here this video of Puja Gurudev. It's a small short video. The first time that Guruji did Bhagavatam, Gurudev encouraged him to do the Bhagavatam. He established Sandipani here, Gurudev established Sandipani here and encouraged Guruji to take the Tulsi Ramayana. Before that, in Chinmaya mission, there was no Tulsi Ramayana being taken. Same way, Guruji encouraged him to take the Bhagavatam. And the first time Guruji took Bhagavatam was in Mumbai, in Birla Krida Kendra, in South Mumbai. Gurudev inaugurated that. And Guruji's mother was also there. Gurudev was there. That inaugural address of Gurudev, it's about 20 minutes. You will see a 5 minutes excerpt of that where he speaks about this culture. And listen to every sentence. Very, very powerful this is.
Friends, one of the greatest miracles in history is the endless long history of Hinduism. Mother of all religions and philosophy, from times of the Vedic period till today. Though we may carp at it at this moment, because of our total ignorance, even today we are Hindus. Think of the history of other religions. They are the yesterday's weeds and has already started perishing. How did it survive? We have no organization like churches or mosques, and it survived. In and through the ups and downs of historical periods, Hinduism remained. It's not that there were no enemies of it. Outside, enemies from outside, as well as enemies from inside, as we have got today, trying to destroy this great culture. But even while destroying the culture again bubbles through you. And you say that, I don't believe in Hinduism. Namaste. Your namaste doesn't come from anything else. Why? How did it manage? It is because of the elasticity of Hinduism. A tree grows from its cambium. The tree grows from inside. And it grows from a plant to a big, healthy tree. As the cambium grows from within, just as a garbhini, when the child grows, she extends herself. However much she may try to cover it, it is there. In the same way, when the tree grows, the outer bark yields, but the bark never leaves. Bark holds the tree together. The cambium grows from within, and the bark holds it together. Our dharma or Hinduism had this capacity to grow in order to embrace the society when the society grows out of proportion. It's not that the Vedic society is today with us. We have gone through all the historical changes in the world, and yet, in and through them all, whether it is war or peace, whether there is famine or there is prosperity, Hinduism held us together. This capacity is very rarely found in other religions. They become fanatical. They don't grow. They crush the society, refuse the society to grow. It is then that revolt comes from within and the religion perishes. How many religions came and left? The Greek, the Roman, the Macedonian, those cultures and religions that came really served the society. One of the brilliant ages of culture and society, and art and literature it produced, but at a certain period of history, it collapsed. Why? It cannot hold the public, the people, with their new aspirations, new imaginations, new demands, new experiments with life. It's not that the Hindus as a community had never such inspiration or expectation. We grew, but this dharma was able to expand and embrace. One of the most salient features of it, there are plenty.
So the example that Gurudev gave is of that tree. In some other place, he gives a little more example, a little more elaboration of the example, where he says that if you tie a fence around that tree, the fence is a dead fence, but the tree is a living tree. Now, as the tree will grow, initially the fence is there to protect the tree, but as the tree will keep growing, slowly the tree will engulf the entire fence within itself. If you just tie a wire, it will engulf the whole wire within itself. So he would always give an example of Hinduism as a living dynamic tree. And in another context, he said that many people think that Hinduism is, the attacks happened from outside, inside, etc. And so they thought that Hinduism is finished. So he would give the example of an old lady. He said that Hinduism is an old lady, and they thought that this Hinduism, the old lady is dead, and they took her to the cremation ground, and they were about to set her on fire, but this old lady again got up, and they had to bring her back. So, time and again, this culture survives, revives itself because of great masters like him. And the Namaste example that he gave, think about it. Namaste has been a tradition that has been going on from Saraswati Sindhu civilization time. To retain a practice for more than 10,000 plus years, not a joke. Try creating a practice and let us see how many years will it survive. It will not, 10,000 years. And during COVID, what happened? When we can't do shake hand, what did people do? The entire world took up to, they could have done this also. But they took up to this. Why? Because this has a fantastic meaning. I salute the divinity in you. You are divine, I am divine. When I see you, I salute the divinity in you. That's the beautiful culture we have. We respect the other person. Everything we consider as divine. We worship everything here as divine. When we say Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam, right from a stone to the absolute formless, everything. And people call us superstitious. These are idol worshippers, these are worshippers of the animals and plants and trees. And now everybody is crying about what? Ecology, save environment, and all that. This is such a beautiful, eco friendly culture. And so, when we understand this, that this is the beautiful, glorious culture of ours, and there is so much of philosophy, science, rationality, all that behind this, then to protect and preserve this culture is one of our rishi rinas. It is our duty. It is not optional. It is one of our duties. And so Gurudev felt for it. Then actively he contributed for it to ensure that the culture revives. So the third verse we saw, Nishkriya Karuna Kwapi Saphala Na Bhavishyati. The compassion which is passive will never be successful. It will only remain as pity. He became active. Iti matva sarvadaiva karmani vartate yatihi. He ever engaged in action to revive this culture. Gurudev always said this, that this is a beautiful quote of his. Ours is not a program of political and economic revival. Cultural revival is our goal. Our speciality is to discover in each Hindu an integrated inner personality with the courage to live its rishi culture. This is what is our goal. Even the study of our scriptures, etc., is not just for our individual evolution, but through that, this culture must go to more and more people. When somebody sees that, oh, this person's life has transformed from the time he is studying Vedanta, has gone to Chinmaya mission, started serving, has become more quieter, more loving, more compassionate, then our life itself will become an inspiration for others to follow. And additionally, we go out and share this knowledge through the classes that we take or whichever method. So Gurudev always told us these 4 steps in cultural revival. Aware. First step is I don't even know what my culture is. So first step is to be aware that what is the beauty of this culture. One of the best selling books of Chinmaya Mission is In Indian Culture, Why Do We? Why do we do so many things that we have to know? So this, become aware. Make the young people also aware. Make the children also aware. When they ask the questions, we may not know sometimes, and sometimes their questions may even fox us, but we have to find out answers and try to answer to them in a more logical way, in a way which is appealing to them. So, first become aware. When we become aware of the glory of this culture, we will start caring for it. That this is such a beautiful culture which has accommodated everyone. Even those who have attacked it, this culture has accommodated all of them. Like what Gurudev said in his talk, it is the mother of all religions. Christianity, Islam, etc., they have come much later. What was there before? There was Sanatana Hindu Dharma. At least that's what was in Bharat, and Bharat's boundaries also were so huge. And today we have lost so much of our land. More than 50% of our land is not even with us. Why? Because ahimsa we misunderstood. We allowed people to come, take it away, and go. Anyway, coming back. So the point is be aware, then we feel for it, care, that I care for this culture. When I care for this, then I will dare and live. You see one boy here, Dhairya Merchant. He has a shikha. In his entire class, there is nobody else who has a shikha. He and his brother, they have done the Janev Samskar. His mother is also here, Heta Merchant. She's a Balvihar Sevika. That boy has that courage to go to the school with that shikha. People make fun of him also sometimes. But he loves his culture. He knows the reason why that shikha is there. God initiated, does the Gayatri Mantra. Now and then he may not be very regular in it, but the idea is he is having that feeling, no, that this is my culture. That one has to create that feeling, that I will dare to live it. Whether people around me are living it or not, I will not fall for the peer pressure. That conviction we must have as Hindus. Somewhere we have lost that conviction because we have been made to feel lesser. Today people are not, now last 10 years things have changed, but earlier, even to say proudly I am a Hindu, one doesn't want to say only. No, I am secular. Secular. What secular? Ignorant people. They have no idea that Hinduism is secular. Does Hinduism say one God, one book, one religion? What does the Hindu culture say? Any path you take, you will reach the same goal. Akashat patitam toyam sagaram prati gacchati sarvadeva namaskaraha keshavam prati gacchati. The rains that fall from the sky in different places, all those rivers ultimately land up in the ocean. Same way, you follow whichever path, you will ultimately reach the same supreme truth. That is what Hindu culture says. How can somebody tell us that we are not secular? How can people pitch us that Hinduism versus Islam, Christianity, etc., they may have one book, one God, and our fools, they think and they come and back and ask, why do we have so many gods in Hinduism? Why don't we have only one God? Which is more advanced? Where variety is there, that is more advanced, or where only one is there is more advanced? You should go and ask them why you have only one. Why have you bound infinity to only one? How can infinite be only one? We should ask that, no? Suppose every day you are given only idli to eat. Morning, afternoon, evening, idli alone you will get. Will you attend the camp? In one of our youth empowerment program, that was a punishment given. One student, idli was there, and that student made a face saying, "Arey, again idli." For the next 4 days, morning, evening, afternoon, idli only. Nothing else but idli. You will get fed up or not. Everywhere we have variety, but only when we come to God and the form, why we have so many forms? Why should we not have one form? Arey, be happy. Your culture has evolved to be so glorious that any type of person, the culture, suppose I don't like a particular form, I have a choice or not? In other religions, I have no choice. Anyway, the point is that such a beautiful culture, we should become aware, we care for it, we live it uncompromisingly, dare to live it, and dare to share about that also to people. Celebrate the festivals in a glorious way. What do we do in festival celebration today, unfortunately? Drink, dance. Dance you can do in no problem, but why one has to bring alcohol into play? Scientifically, how much percentage of alcohol is good for the body? WHO research, do you know? How much percentage of alcohol is good for the body? Correct. Some of them have heard my talk, that's why. 0% of alcohol is good for the body. Alcohol destroys the gray cells in the body, in the brain. It will destroy the neural networks, mitochondria and all that will get depleted. So many problems it will do. But people still drink. And they say, I am scientific. If you are scientific, stop drinking alcohol. That time I'm not scientific. So our festivals, they have such beautiful meaning, puja, rituals, sharing, and every festival has so many beautiful aspects. And each and every festival you and I are made to feel ashamed of. Holi, you should not waste water. Deepavali, our dogs are getting scared. When IPL happens, that time crackers are burst, New Year crackers are burst, that time the dog is not scared. Only in Deepavali, dog comes to know these Hindus are celebrating, so I should get scared. Look at that. Janmashtami, the Supreme Court is controlling the height of the, what do you call that? The Govinda. Navaratri, beyond 10 o'clock, you can't play. This is in a Hindu country. Again, I'm saying Hindu country is not is not yet Hindu Rashtra. But Hindus are majority, and every single festival, Shivratri, don't waste the milk. You and I are made to feel ashamed for every aspect. So we don't celebrate only our festivals. And slowly that is how it will get destroyed. And maximum what will we do? Exchange. And that exchanging of traditional sweets also stopped. कुछ मीठा हो जाए, Cadbury chocolate, Ferrero Rocher chocolate. अरे traditional मिठाई बनाओ ना. What variety Indian mithai has? Why can't you make that and give? No, no, no. Buy from somewhere outside and give. Recycle करो. यहाँ का मिठाई वहाँ पे, वहाँ का मिठाई उनको. We don't want to take the pain to make the mithai. What? So if we feel that we care for this is culture, we live, then we dare. Then only the culture survives. What the ancient masters have done is to dare to live. When people have been fighting and trying to put this culture down, they have protested, they have fought for it, they have lived it, they have made people aware, made people live it. That's what we have to do and pass it on to the next generation. So, aware, care, dare, and then share. Tell people to live it. If these four things happen, cultural revival will happen. And that is what Gurudev did when he actively engaged in it. 3 verses we saw, fourth verse now. So, when active compassion comes, then what did he do? Swayam kurvan karayanscha कर्माणि विविधानि यः असक्तः सर्वकार्येषु वर्तते सर्वदा च सः. Swayam Kurvan, he was a self-made person. When he saw this culture is declining, he said, I will do this. That is called the Sattvic vision, where one knows this is the need of the hour. One does not wait for somebody to do, one will start doing. One doesn't wait, nobody told me. Arey, start doing. When I see, okay, this is the need of the hour, I have the capability, I will start doing. Yesterday we saw Karuna, Samarthya, and Bhavana, all the three. So, Swayam Kurvan. He felt this has to be done, went around the country, saw the state of the country, has to get done. He didn't say that, oh, there is nobody with me, मेरे साथ कौन होगा, देखेंगे, लोग आएंगे, उसके बाद we will start. No, self-made. For the movement started in 1951, the organization started in 1953. For some time, Gurudev used to actually carry a yajna box. He had named it yajna box. And in that box will be everything. BMI chart, this, the asan to be put, the Vyaspit ke liye the cover, the lamp, the wick, the matchstick, the oil, Tapon Maharaj's picture, whatever is required basic for the yajna, where he can just go set it up and start giving the talk. He would carry that yajna box with him. Why? Self-made, because he knows that this I want to do, I am inspired by this vision, I am going to start. I remember my grandfather used to tell me that he would go with Gurudev. Gurudev would ride the bicycle, grandfather will sit behind, and those days big posters. So he would himself go and get it printed. Gurudev would get it printed, collect it from this printer shop. Grandfather will have this, this bucket of Lye means that arrowroot powder and water you make, na, and that, and they would go paste the posters himself, self-made. Did not bother that somebody will come, when they will come, nothing. This has to be done, started, created the entire platform by himself, Swayam Kurvan. But he didn't remain alone in that. He created more teams because his idea was the culture has to revive. It is not that I have to talk and I have to get importance and these are my disciples, nothing. No, no self projection there at all. He created the entire platform, built the team, taught people how to organize. This lamp lighting, when we do smallest of details, also he would teach. Lamp, when we have to go and light, even today, many people don't apply their little bit of thinking. The wick will be so thick, it will not catch fire only. Gurudev would tell people, you powder some camphor and put it on that, it will catch fire faster. He will teach smallest of details. He would observe. He would teach people how to, set up the whole Vyaspeeth, everything. Right from that to building huge organizations. If you see Gurudev's letters, he has drawn this Hanumanji's picture and the pedestal, what height it should be, and what kind of carpet should be there, and every minute detail. He taught people. So he created Swayam Kurvan and Karayanscha, made people also do it. And once he taught people, he expected them. He was a very uh, strict master also, a lot of discipline. One day it happened that in Coimbatore, the whole yajna was beautifully going on. And on the second last day, the tradition is you have to give the Guru Dakshina envelopes. And Gurudev will take the envelope, he will speak about it, and he will explain what is the concept of Guru Dakshina. And also in that, there will be description about Tapon Prasad, Balvihar, all that. And then if you want to join the mission activities, all that will be there in the envelope. So he will explain. So Gurudev started explaining, and everybody is looking at each other because the organizers had forgotten to distribute the pamphlet, the envelope. That yajna, Gurudev did not take the Guru Dakshina only. And the organization needs a lot of funds. But he taught a lesson to them saying that you have been serving and organizing the yajna for so many years, how can you be so inalert? He didn't take the Guru Dakshina. He said, I will not take. They felt so bad because that 7 days of Gurudev's hard work and organization needs funds, and this silly error they did. But he was like that, very strict. One place somebody brought, again a mission member, he brought coffee, and one drop of coffee had fallen in the saucer. Gurudev said, I am not standing in a railway platform. Because where was your attention when you were pouring the coffee in that cup? How did it spill over? If it spilled over, you should have cleaned it and brought. Idea is not he's being fussy. The idea is where is the mind when seva is happening? Is the mind there or not? That's the how. So he trained people through all this, created such a huge organization, Swayam Kurvan Karayanscha, Karmani Vividhaniyaha, and all different types of actions. See, when he did Jnana Yajnas, if you see, he was the first to initiate this whole concept of Jnana Yajna, he was the first one to start. He was the first one to start Sandipani Sadhanalaya. There was no institution like that before he started. He was the first one to go into the corporate world and bring the knowledge of the Gita to the corporate world, to the schools, to the colleges. First in so many things. Pioneer. Our master was a pioneer. We should also be like that. Because he had the missionary spirit. Where all he has gone, Honolulu and Hawaii and China and Bali and which all places across the world he has traveled to reach this knowledge there. That zeal that he had, that different types of activities, along with the talks, he always used to do Nama Sankirtan also, and then he used to take people to the temple. Himself, he would organize this, temple tour. He would call himself as the chief sevak. And this there are pictures of Gurudev leading people doing pradakshina in the temple. He is in the front, people are walking behind, huge procession is there, like, and avabhrita sthanam, make them do this, the sacred river which is there, take a dip in that. He gave not only Chinmay Mission pledge, you had asked yesterday which year, it was 64. I said 63, but I had said I'll check. It was 1964, Abbotsbury, where he gave the Chinmay Mission pledge. Do you know there is a code of conduct for Chinmay Mission members? How many of you know? Five, six of you, seven of you know. That's all. He gave a proper code of conduct that how a Chinmay Mission member should live. I'm just going to share it here. Read. Simple code of conduct this is. Each of us can live this. By thought, word, and deed, every member of the. You can't see here? Okay, 1 minute. Now? So, code of conduct for Chinmay Mission members. By thought, word, and deed, every member of the Chinmay Mission should try to live up to and fulfill the motto as well as the pledge of the mission. What is the motto of the mission? Maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. So, one has to live up to the motto and the pledge. We stand as one family, etc. He should spare daily time to do meditation and scripture study. Once a week, on any convenient day, he must offer worship at a nearby temple with the members of his family. Such clear instructions he has given. He should discover a life of harmony first at home. It is expected of him that he does not on any account create any domestic unhappiness. If there are children at home, he will have at least once a week a satsang at home, consisting mainly of members of the family, wherein reading of the itihasas like Ramayana and Mahabharata or Puranas like Bhagavata in a language the children know would form an important part. When he meets another mission member, he greets him with Hari Om. Daily offering of pranams to the elders in the house by the younger ones should be followed and inculcated by the mission members. Such simple, beautiful points how to live Sanatana Dharma. If nothing in the 108th Jayanti camp, if we start following this, that this is the code of conduct Gurudev expected us as Chinmay Mission members, we will start and tell this to our next generation and inspire them. So the idea is Swayam Kurvan Karayanscha Karmani Vividhani, different activities. All those activities which he took up, that we will anyway see in the next shlokas, it will come. But what was his bhav in all these? Asakta Sarvakaryeshu. Completely detached in all actions. No attachment at all. What is the meaning of attachment? Gurudev used to give a nice equation of attachment. Attachment is equal to I plus I want. That I, it is for I. And then I want this to become happy. Without this, I can't be happy. That is attachment. Insistence is attachment. I give a lot of formulas. So the formula for sorrow, time-tested formula for sorrow, you can apply it. If it does not work, money back guarantee. What is the time-tested formula for sorrow? Insistence plus resistance is equal to sorrow. If we insist this has to be like this only, and if there is resistance, whatever life has brought, no, I don't like this, why this happened to me, this should not have happened to me, surely I will be miserable. We may have certain expectations, we work towards it, but whatever comes, we have to accept. So, insistence plus resistance is surely sorrow. And what is the formula for happiness? Acceptance plus independence is equal to happiness. Where I learn to accept whatever life brings and I have no dependence. Psychologically, no dependence on anything for my happiness. That is freedom, that is detachment. When this word asakta comes, now detachment, people feel, oh, very heavy duty words. Swamiji, detachment is not for us. We are householders. How can we be detached? Krishna Bhagavan gives the knowledge of detachment to Arjun in the Gita. Krishna Bhagwan was a grahasthi or not? Greatest grahasthi. 16,008 wives. And not one wife complained that he does not give me quality time. So he was a grahasthi. Arjun was a grahasthi or not? One grahasthi is giving the knowledge to another grahasthi about detachment in the battlefield. Then how can we not be detached? Why should I be detached? Very simple. My sorrow is directly proportional to my attachment. Deeper the attachment, deeper is the sorrow. Lesser the attachment, lesser is the sorrow. No attachment, no sorrow. So if detachment word seems very heavy duty to you, oh, detachment, because people think detachment means leave everything and go and sit in a forest. That does not mean detachment. I can create attachments there also. Detachment means the ability to accept life as it comes. And the simplest way to do that is wow. Wow means with or without. If you live in the attitude of wow, if you get gulab jambu, wow. If you don't get gulab jambu, wow. If you get Karela tonight, wow. If you get pav bhaji tonight, wow. If your spouse smiles, wow. If the spouse does not smile, I'm not saying be insensitive to the spouse. All I am saying is, whatever life brings, I had learned to accept. If I get a promotion, wow. If I don't get a promotion, wow. But don't misuse this. Don't say that, Swamiji, if I do japa in the morning, wow. If I don't do japa in the morning, wow. Don't misuse that. This is meant for whatever life brings, as it is. Where I have given my best. After that, whatever life brings, we say, wow, we came for the camp. Now, whatever the management decides to give there as food, etc., if there's some real difficulty, you inform. But otherwise, there's a nice Hindi couplet, it says, पूरे हैं वे लोग जो हर हाल में खुश हैं, मिला अगर माल तो उस माल में खुश हैं, हुए अगर बेहाल तो उस हाल में भी खुश हैं. They are people who are complete. And when one is with a guru, that is how one should be. When one has come to spiritual organization, Gurudev was like that. No attachment to anything. One place, he did the whole yajna and he went. And later on, this in Bangalore, Swami Brahmananji went to that same house and he stayed there and he came out shocked out of the bedroom. He said, did Gurudev sleep on this bed? The Yajman said, yes. So he wrote a letter of apology saying, I am so sorry, Gurudev. I didn't take care of this. That the bed was short. Gurudev is 6 footer and bed is short. And he lived whole 7 days in that. So he was very apologetic. And Gurudev's reply came instantly. When he would write, when anybody writes letter to him, his reply will come 3 days, maximum 5 days, it will be there. And if there is a delay, Gurudev will write that your letter reached from here to here and here, now it has come to me, and hence the delay in the reply. That much accountability he had. And so in his reply, he wrote, saying, don't worry, I slept diagonal. No complaint at all. He just slept diagonal. He didn't say that why you didn't bother and nothing, no attachment. Sometimes you see him in this kutia, he will be absolute cold. AC will be cold and he doesn't have any angavastram also and he is writing away his letter. Not bothered. Somebody asked him here only that Swamiji, what will happen to you? What will happen to the Chinmaya mission after you? Here he replied that Narayana wanted to start it. He chose me. I did it because I felt I need to do this. This is Narayana's work. It will go on. And when they asked him in Coimbatore that what will happen after you, he said, he who has been taking care of it will take care of it even after me. And even while I am here, if it collapses, I will stand apart and clap. Look at that detachment. That is detachment. No attachment to anything. Our entire Sandipani Vedant course happens free. There is no bond which is taken that you are going to serve Chinmaya mission because we trained you for, and that time the Vedant course was 5 years. No bond, nothing, free. And people choose at the end of it, if they want to continue to serve, they continue or they go back. He had no problems at all. And he had to go around, he would joke. In Sandipani, he would come and say the traditional times the disciples would be there who would go and get the bhiksha and bring to the ashram to the guru. In the modern times, the disciples in the ashram and the guru is going around begging for the disciple. And he did that or not? He went around collecting funds for the ashram. Not one time the thought is there in his mind that, I'm collecting for these people and they better serve my organization. And he has that deep need that, the culture has to be revived and he needs so many people. But no compromise on detachment. You decide to serve, you serve. You don't want to serve, don't serve. How many people who have got trained in Sandipani have left the organization and started their own? Gurudev never criticized any of them. That is detachment. Some people who left Gurudev went and criticized Gurudev that he is not a Brahman, he doesn't know Sanskrit and all kinds of nonsense. Then they repented later. But Gurudev never criticized. And when people would ask him, he would say, the more the merrier. He did not even think that, oh, they are a competition to me, because his vision was much beyond the organization. That we have to understand. For Gurudev, Chinmay Mission was one institution. No doubt he inspired, he founded, he worked hard for it. But his vision is revival of Sanatana Dharma. His vision is nation building. His vision is that a whole world should live the knowledge of Vedanta. That is his vision. Chinmay Mission is a tool for him. That clarity, if we have, then we will not get attached to only our organization. So many times we see, we sit and criticize other organizations. Oh, this organization, they only do breathing. This organization, they do only bhajans. They don't have any depth. We have so much of depth. Arey Baba, they are serving Hindu cause. You are serving Hindu cause. Together we are in this Hindu cause. And this, if we understand that the Hindu culture is under attack from outside and inside forces, we will have to come together. And did he not find the Vishwa Hindu Parishad for that? So, if we have that vision, we will have detachment. Attachment to the mission will also take us away from the vision. We should know, we have to have commitment to the organization, not attachment to the organization. There's a difference between commitment and attachment. In attachment, I am important. In commitment, the vision is important. In attachment, it is my glory. In commitment to the organization, it is the organization and the vision that comes first. In attachment, my comforts will be more important and everything has to happen according to my whims and fancies. In commitment, I am ready to sacrifice. For this goal, if I have to work with somebody whom I don't like also, I will work. Why? Because this is important. Somebody went to Gurudev and they were criticizing Satya Sai Baba. Hey, he does miracles and he does this and he does that. And so many thousands of people are going there. Why we are not getting that many more people? And what a fantastic reply Gurudev gave. Gurudev said, don't worry, he is preparing them. When they are ready, they will come here. See that answer. No insecurity in his mind. And he doesn't put him down also. What a beautiful reply. No attachment, even to the body. I told medicines, etc., that he used to take. Very interesting how he used to take medicine sometimes. So, this is Vivek Chudamani, this is Atma Bodh, this is Gita. Even in that, he has a vision of spirituality. He doesn't think this is medicine or body is sick, nothing. That is our master. So, asakta sarva karyeshu. One industrialist tried to twist his arm. So, Gurudev's vision was he wanted to start these Harihar schools. Harihar schools are, look at his vision. His thinking is that so many people are migrating from the villages to the cities, and this he thought in those times in 80s. So he didn't want that to happen. He said we should empower the villages. So he said along with the schools, the regular, the state board schools or CBSE school, that curriculum, whatever we teach there, we will do vocational training also. So they can find employment then and there, and create products from the local things available, sell it, etc. So Harihar School. Now one industrialist came forward and he said that yes, we will partner and we will start some X number of Harihar schools in the country. And the various steps were planned, and the final meeting where this industrialist has to sign, and then from the Chinmaya mission somebody has to sign. In that meeting, he comes and he says that Swamiji, after you, all this will be taken over by us. Suddenly in the last meeting, he says this. Gurudev got up. He said, don't put conditions on a sannyasi. If you want to serve, you serve selflessly. He didn't get arm twisted at all. That industrialist left. As many Harihar schools as should have started did not start, but Gurudev still started the Harihar school with his capabilities, and how many people were there with us in the mission at that point in time. There is Harihar school going on in Chennai. He started, it's still going on. His vision is continuing. In few other places also it is there, Harihar schools. So the point is this, that when somebody is anchored in detachment, nobody can take them for granted. Many people think like that, oh, if we become detached, we will become doormats, anybody will treat us anyhow. That is not detachment. That is some stupid notion of weakness and disinterest. In detachment, nobody can twist the arm. Was anybody able to twist the arm of Krishna Bhagwan? Absolutely anchored in detachment. Nobody can. Chanakya, anchored in detachment. He created the entire this Chandragupta and this entire Maurya dynasty, and when he installed Chandragupta, made Chandragupta marry Dhananand's daughter so that Dhananand family doesn't revolt, set up everything. The Amatya Rakshas, who was a prime minister of Dhananand, became advisor of this Chandragupta Maurya, and finally Chanakya retired, went into the forest. He wanted nothing out of it. That is detachment. So, asakta sarva karyeshu. If we know this, when we are anchored in detachment, when we want nothing, our power will be the maximum, because I want nothing. I am doing it for service of the society. I am doing it for Bhagwan. I want nothing out of it. How can anybody hurt me after that? If I feel hurt in seva, it is because somewhere I am attached. Somewhere there is a need for recognition. Somewhere that insistence is there, which is personal insistence. Sometimes we have insistence that this should be like this for the cause. That has to be there. Like Gurudev wanted exactly certain things to be in a certain way because the cause has to be promoted, and that is how it will be. But there is no personal insistence. And so, asakta sarva karyeshu. We should also remember doing seva. We should not wait. If our Guru was like this, that who was self-made and who did not wait, he created the whole platform. We have everything available today, still we crib. Swamiji, we don't have a proper team, log nahi hai, koi aata nahi hai, hum kaise karenge? We have to introspect why people are not coming, that's a different point. But if we are inspired, we start doing, and we also learn to build a team. See, that is one of the very important aspects in sadhana also. If I am a spiritual sadhak, my unfoldment is I am able to work with people. I am not a person who just works alone. We have to learn to be team players. Suppose we don't have that skill naturally, we have to cultivate it. Because the work is great, and for that work, every single person is required. Nobody is to be excluded. So, whoever is available, we should work with them, grow the team. There are some people who will just not delegate only. Everything they will only need to do. They will have one committee, naam ke vaste. And the committee members also feel, what is the point of being in the committee? There's nothing to do. This person only doing everything. That is not the way to grow at all. That actually shows insecurity. And then that person cribs, nobody helps us, Swamiji. You are not allowing them to help. I have seen that happening. Yajna. Stage, they'll call a meeting, 10 people will be there in the meeting. Stage, I already have the things ready, I will take care of that. Bhikshas, I know the people, I will contact them. Are, why are you not delegating? Bhikshas also you will do, stage also you will do, the pamphlet publicity printing also you will do, everything you will only do. Why are you not giving it? So when he says here that Swayam Kurvan Karayanscha, Gurudev did things alone when people were not there, but he created the whole team also. And everywhere, so many things that he started, how many people he gave the opportunity to serve. And in that there will be mistakes or not. Many people can't delegate because they think, no, no, myself should better I do it, because if I give it to them, they will make a blunder. Arey, let them make the blunder. No, that is how they will also learn, and you will have a team. You train them. No, 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 I can't take that risk. Oh, then keep doing all alone and keep cribbing. In front of Gurudev, how many blunders we would have made? But Gurudev trained or not? That is how the whole organization is there. Otherwise, if he had thought that these are unrealized people, ignorant people, ये लोग क्या करेंगे? चलो मैं ही अपने आप कर लूँगा. Then this whole organization would not have been there. So, asakta sarvakaryeshu. Those who are detached, they can build teams. Those who are disinterested, they will not be able to build teams. And those who are attached also will not be able to build teams. Those who are detached will be able to build teams. Think about it. Krishna Bhagwan had nothing to gain in the Mahabharat war. But it was he who was the game changer in the whole Mahabharat war. How Dharma won was because of him. Because he detached. So, asakta sarva karyeshu vartate sarvadachasaha. Now, what are the things that he did? When it is said here, karmani vividhani yaha, different types of activities he took up. So, next two verses speak about those activities. This is the cultural revival plan of Gurudev. If we know these two verses, the entire work of Gurudev, you can pin it onto these two verses. Jnana yajna pracharam cha brahmachari prashikshanam shruti smriti puranadi व्याख्या ग्रंथ प्रकाशनम बालकेषु च संस्कारो विचारो युवकेषु च धर्मनिष्ठा देशभक्तिः लोकसेवा तथैव च. This is the vision on how Gurudev revived Sanatana Dharma. First, Jnana Yajna Pracharam cha. Second, Brahmachari Prashikshanam. Third, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Vyakhya Grantha Prakashanam. Publications of the literature of the Vedas, Puranas, Itihasas, many other books that he wrote. Fourth, grassroots activities. Balakeshu cha samskaraha vicharo yuvakeshu cha. Includes all the other activities. Then Dharmanishta, so many things that he started for people to become proud of their culture. Dharma Sevak course he started, this the correspondence course in Vedanta he started, so many books on Hindu culture. Every yajna of his, there would be a souvenir that would come out which will be a unique topic, which will make people more aware about Hindu culture. Many things like that. So Dharmanishta, establishment of CIF, establishment of temples, lot of those, all Dharmanishta. Desha Bhakti, so many national projects to inspire pride in the people. When our country needed funds and the war was going on, Gurudev appealed to everybody that skip a meal, save that money, donate that rice to the army. He would himself go to the army, address the people, the soldiers. Many projects he took up for nation building. Vivekananda Rock Memorial. He was the first one to give the contribution for Vivekananda Rock Memorial when Eknath Ranade took it up. And he was with Eknath Ranade and he told him that I will meet 10,000 people and tell them about this. And he actually met 10,000 people, collected only 1 rupee from each person. He could have easily given 10,000 rupees from his whatever the Chinmaya mission. But he said, I will tell them about this project. And Eknath Radeji had to do a lot of hard work and fight in the parliament, etc., to get Nehru to approve that. One of the reasons was Gurudev was with him, behind him, and the mass movement was created by Gurudev. Imagine 10,000 people he is speaking to personally and collecting one rupee amidst all the other work of Chinmaya mission that he is having. Like that, so many examples, Desha Bhakti ke liye, Dharmanistha, Desha Bhakti, and then Loka Seva is all the social service projects, the cord that he started, hospital he started, the diagnostic centers. Chembur may we have a diagnostic center. Many social service projects that he initiated, all of them. So how many points? Jnana Yajna, Brahmachari Prashikshanam, publications, grassroots activities, Dharmanistha, Desha Bhakti, Loka Seva. 7 points of cultural revival. If anybody wants to know how to revive the culture, in these 7 you will find all the answers. Any of these one can take up. Multiple, whatever one wants to take up. So when he says karmani vividhaniyaha, these are all 7 different types of actions. He didn't say that, and each one of them is massive in its depth and detail. 24 hours, may say he would be sleeping, I think, only 4-5 hours. 42 years, the commitment that he had is for this, to set up all this. So Jnana Yajna Pracharam, we start with that. So Jnana Yajna comes from the Gita, 4th chapter and the 18th chapter. He took the vision from there. And he used to call it as open air universities. And systematically, step by step, he would teach. If you see his Kenopanishad talk, the first talk, 100 days what he did. In that, the introduction that is printed, that's the book that we have. That introduction only is some 50-70 pages. For some 15-20 days, so he took only introduction to make people aware of the whole, 5 koshas and 3 layers and all the basics of Vedant. Systematically, he would teach and insist. See, he can give the knowledge just like that also, no? But he would insist that the book must be in our hands. And systematically, mantra by mantra, shloka by shloka, he would teach. Created that whole BMI chart. So Jnana Yajna is the removal of the deepest cause of our sorrow. See, there are 2 types of seva. One seva is to handle the effect. So if there is, let us say, the whole road is polluted, then we do some cleanliness drive and pick up all the things that have fallen and make the road clean. That is one type of seva. Somebody is poor, we are giving them food. Somebody has no clothes, we give them clothes. That is seva of the effect, which is required, which Gurudev established, and so many ways it is happening. But second is the seva of the cause. That what is the cause of this? If you educate people not to litter and make them understand the importance of cleanliness, then that's a subtler seva or not? The effect of that is not seen very easily. But the fact is that that person is not littering anymore. And the road is now clean. You don't have to go on, doing cleanliness drive. Same way, if the knowledge of Vedanta is understood by people, so many negativities will not arise in the minds. We don't have to have mental health challenges and mental health issues after that. That person will be more positive, more inspired, more committed. And this is simpler aspects of Vedanta. The deepest aspect is when I come to realize I am Brahman, then the all cause of sorrow only disappears. And what sorrow? Tatra komoha kashoka ekatvam anupashyataha. Which Upanishad is this? Thank God. Some people are wondering, पता नहीं कौन सा उपनिषद है. ईशावास्य Upanishad only. Tatra komoha kashoka ekatvam anupashyataha. We see oneness. So Jnana Yajna is not just simple some talks that have been given. Those are systematic understanding through which the ignorance, the root cause of our sorrow is removed. And along with those Jnana Yajnas, he integrated spiritual practices. So Nam Sankirtan, Havans, the Avabhrita Snanam, temple tours, Upvas, many things he taught and people would do. Jnana Yajna is also, Yajna literally means, Gurudev used to say, Yajna means a selfless cause for which people sink their differences, come together and work shoulder to shoulder. That teamwork is Jnana Yajna. In one place, Gurudev was, one industrialist approached Gurudev and he said, Gurudev, will you please come to such and such city? I will organize your entire Jnana Yajna. And you know what Gurudev replied? He said, I am not a private Swami. I will not come because you are organizing the whole thing. Go back there, create a team, make the whole committee. As a committee, write to me and then I will come there. He was very clear. For him, Jnana Yajna is a means by which people are coming together to organize, and they who have benefited, they are there to do their seva and share that with maximum people. And he would always insist that Jnana Yajnas, we must have new people, not somebody who is already there. They to anyway will listen. One person went to Gurudev and said, Swamiji, I have organized the whole yajna, all the interested people will be there. He said, I am not interested in the interested, I am interested in the uninterested, bring them. That's the purpose of Jnana Yajna. Even today, we should remember that. We need to reach the uninterested. It's not filling up the audience. Our own members are going to come and sit and listen. Great, no doubt they will benefit, inspired. But that's not the purpose alone. No? The main purpose is the new people. How many new people are we able to reach? So the topics have to be chosen like that. Pamphlet has to be made like that. If you see Gurudev's early pamphlets and all that, fantastic how he used to do the publicity and what kind of pamphlets are there. I will send you one picture. In that he writes, is religion a dope? Like that he has written a whole thing where how a skeptic thinks. And he would approach a topic like that. Because he himself was an agnostic, he will think from that agnostic standpoint and he will create objections and questions and answer those. Because if you convince an agnostic or an atheist, the theist will anyway get convinced. So, Jnana Yajna was like that, and his approach was like that. He was not there to depict his scholarliness and this much knowledge of Sanskrit I have and this deep bhashya I know and all that. That is not the purpose of Jnana Yajna. So, Jnana Yajna Pracharamcha. How he created this entire forum where what we call now in management, top-down approach and bottoms-up approach. He was doing that in Jnana Yajnas. Influential leaders, politicians, people from various, the film stars, and so many people would be sitting because he believed yadyad acharati shrestha tattadeva itaro janaha. If these people get influenced, the society looking up to them will follow. And he also, on the other hand, ensured that the common man also is sitting there. So both are sitting in this Jnana Yajnas. So Jnana Yajnas have inspired formation of study groups, and study group has inspired formation of the Chinmaya mission. So many of these things that he took up, we will see in 2 more classes that we have. For today, we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.